Hey guys, welcome back, and I will be continuing on my immigration related content. Now, in my previous video, if you have seen that, I have talked about the three different or the main pathways of coming here to Canada, migration options. The first one is directly applying for permanent residency. The second one would be obtaining a work permit or a work visa to be able to work, and then looking at other options once you are already in Canada. And that's the same one for the student pathway. Now, student pathway is the easiest and fastest, I would say, but it's again the most expensive pathway because you will be allocating time, resources, money, and yes, it's very expensive, but you know, it's like treated as an investment. You're getting a Canadian education, which is world-class education and recognized globally. And then at the same time, you are preparing to, you are giving yourself the option to become a permanent resident in the future, because this opens up a lot of opportunities and a lot of pathways for you to be able to migrate to Canada. So let's talk about the student pathway. What are the advantages of going through the student pathway? So first, this is helpful for those applicants that do not meet the CRS score and are not eligible for other programs. So we have the Foreign Skilled Worker Program, Provincial Nomination Program, aside from the Federal Express Entry Program. Now, we can use this as a last resort if we want to increase our CRS score to be able to give an invitation to apply, or as a stepping stone to come here, because once you're here in Canada, there's lots of opportunities that may open up and bring you more chances of becoming a permanent resident. Now let's talk further about being a student here in Canada. So I would say one advantage is, of course, getting the Canadian education, which gives you points to boost up your CRS score. Aside from that, after you study at least 1 year program here in Canada, you will be given a postgraduate work permit, which is very important because that postgraduate work permit helps you gain Canadian work experience, which also boosts up your CRS score. So that gives you a lot of points. I don't know the exact points, but you can check it out in the calculator. So there's corresponding points for getting 1 year Canadian work experience, 2 years, 3 years, and so on and so forth. So you can use that. And also, if you have Canadian work experience, that employer may also give you the option to help out in your application. So some pathways can have employer-driven nominations. So your employers can nominate you, help you out with a permanent residency application. So it widens your connections. It gives you connections with employers, which may help you in your application, right? And then what's next? Now, as a student here in Canada, another thing that had me interested is you will be able to study, and at the same time, you can bring your family. So yes, you can bring your spouse and your dependent children. I'll give you an example. Okay, I am a student and I am the principal applicant in this case, so I have the student permit. And of course, aside from studying, I am also eligible to work here in Canada. Okay, so it's basically a study and work permit. So you can earn at the same time. There's just restrictions on your visa. So for example, since your priority is to come here to Canada to study, then there are limitations on how many hours you can be allowed to work. When you are on classes, there's a lot more discussion to this, but mainly during classes, you're only allowed to work part-time. So that's up to 20 hours per week. Okay, but like if it's an academic break, for example, this summer, you are allowed to work full-time. Yes, so there are no restrictions on the hours. You can work for as many employers as you'd like to. That goes the same with part-time. So it doesn't matter how many employers you want to work for, as long as it does not exceed the hours of work that's mandated. So yes, study and work at the same time, which is super cool. And then, like what I mentioned, you can also bring your family. So you can apply as your dependent, your spouse. Your spouse can apply under the Open Work Permit program. They can be issued an open work permit and a visa that enables them to come to Canada and work for any employer. No restrictions on the employers, no restrictions on the hours. They can work as long as they can, as much as they want to. And that really helps with the expenses. Aside from they are here to emotionally support you, physically support you, just be here, because living in a foreign land is very hard, right? So that goes for your spouse. And then your children may also come here to Canada. You can apply them as your dependents, and they will be given either a visit visa, a TRV, or a student permit as well. Now, the ruling is if you have a child and they're of 0 to 4 years old, you apply them for a TRV or a visit visa. But if they are of school age already, they are 5 years old and above, you have to apply them for student permit. So so having that visa and as a dependent of a work permit or a student permit holder here in Canada, that enables them to experience Canadian education as well. So they can study here for free, that's all I can say, which is wow. That's actually good for the kids as well, that they get Canadian education while they are here with you, and it's of no cost. Children here study for free until until they finish high school. So it's paid for by the government. There are just extra fees that you have to pay for. I think last year my child paid $150. That is for supervision fee for the lunch. When the kids are on lunch, so we pay a supervision fee. Yeah, so that's the only thing. But tuition, yes, but tuition, nope, not even a single cent. You just have to pay for school materials, their school supplies, and then that's it. And of course, you'll also be living here like permanent residents. Well, and also, you don't have to worry about healthcare here in Canada, even if you are on a temporary resident visa. I'm sure, because I'm here in Alberta, so I don't know if this is also the same for other provinces, but mainly here in Alberta, as long as you have proof that you're going to be staying here for the next 12 months. So if you're studying a 1-year program, then you're good. You will be covered by the Alberta government for healthcare. So you don't have to worry about, consultations, admissions in the hospitals, emergency care. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that expenses. There's just a supplement that we call the extended health and dental plan. So these are out-of-pocket costs. There are out-of-pocket costs that you have to pay, so it's good to have the extended dental and health insurance. This is like, for example, prescription medicines. So when you come into the doctor for consultation checkup, you don't have to pay anything. But if they prescribe you with medicines, or let's say antibiotics, then you have to go to the pharmacy to buy them. That's not for free, okay? There's a portion, if you have insurance, there's a portion that you have to pay. For example, my insurance covers 80% of the medication costs, and then the 20% should be paid by me. So for example, I have a $10 antibiotic medication. $8 will be covered by my insurance, so I only have to pay $2 for that. Yeah, so it's very important to have that insurance as well, right? So those are some of the advantages of going through the student pathway stream. If you have any questions, please let me know so that I can include them in the next video. Thank you again, guys, and have a great day.